Gabriela Montero back with us for the Ravel Concerto. The audience at Heinz Hall has gotten to know and love you. What a joy it is to have you back. Welcome.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be back. This is really another home for me. It's been a few times that I've been here.
And this time the Ravel Concerto. Maurice Ravel. It's so great.
It's beautiful. It's one of those pieces that is constantly provoking and constantly magical, and just the imagination in it is so unique, and you can do so many things with it every time you find and discover little jewels in it.
It starts with a bang, with the whip crack, and you're off. And you really hear the love of jazz that Ravel had. He came to this country, heard some jazz in clubs, and we've got nice moments with all the winds of brass. The trombone's always breaking in on you at one point or another.
Oh yeah, the brass section is definitely under toes, and it's a piece that, of course, I mean, Ravel's friendship with Gershwin is very audible in this piece, and it's a very groovy, jazzy, sensual, but classical piece with a bit of everything in it.
And in the middle movement, the slow movement, it's so poetic and lovely. There's a magic moment of classical music.
Absolutely gorgeous, and the way the piano begins and kind of coaxes the orchestra, to join, and it's such an intimate moment of I think it's like a page and a half of just piano, and it's so loving and tender and wonderful. People, will fall in love with that.
Marguerite Long, who played the first performance, told Ravel something about the middle movement. If I remember correctly, it was that you've written such a flowing and delicious moment there, and he said he really had to work hard to break his neck in order to pull it off. That the result is spectacular.
It doesn't
sound that way.
Like it's
seems
like
effortless.
That. And well, every composer has their own style and their own way of going into the process. But I didn't think it was like that.
Now, what's the challenge for the pianist technically? Where is it really extra tough?
I mean, it has some gnarly moments, with the black notes, and you have to really make it very, very crisp. It helps if the piano responds as you want it to. And it's very well written. I mean, it's very pianistic. I think more than anything it's the colors. It's just bringing out all those colors and that kind of tintillating and bubbly sound that you want from the piano, and just bringing that to life. It's a serious piece with a very unserious attitude, I think.
When you were here, you've improvised on wonderful things. Somewhere Over the Rainbow, I remember. And of course, I think on your most recent visits, the last two times you were here, the audience had to have the Steeler fight song for some reason.
Oh, God.
And there's hardly any tune there.
Yeah.
But you made magic with it, just the same.
Well, thank you. I mean, it's I think what's nice about doing improvisations with the audience involvement is the fact that they really recognize the theme. And if it's a theme that has an emotional meaning to them, of course, then people interpret your improvisation in their own very personal way. But I'm even though I'll do that tomorrow night, I'm going more towards what has always been my improvisation, which is without a theme, which is just sitting down and composing on the spot, a piece. And but after I play with orchestra as an encore, it's always fun to get people to join and understand the process, and we'll see what they come up with tomorrow.
What have you improvised on recently, or what have the audience suggested, or sometimes members of the orchestra give you something too, right?
Gosh, I don't. I do about 300 improvisations a year, so I can't really remember. But in the States, definitely Over the Rainbow is a popular one. It's always different. Take Me Out to the Ball Game is another one, or maybe a football song, or. But interesting. What I don't know. Ringtones, anything. I always say no Stockhausen, no Schnittke, but and I can see the musicians like saying, no, I want to give that to her, but I don't let them. People have to recognize it.
It's nice if you can hum the tune.
Yeah, exactly.
Since you were here last, we lost our great friend Lauren Mazel, who was from Pittsburgh, and he was important in your early career at the Hollywood Bowl. You worked together.
Well, actually at the Lincoln Center.
Lincoln Center.
Yeah, we were. I auditioned for Mazel in 2006, and immediately he engaged me for 4 concerts in New York Phil. There were 4 wonderful concerts, and he was incredibly kind with me and incredibly complimentary. And even though I was already, 36 at the time, I was in the third, let's say, rebirth of my career, and it's because it's gone in stages. My development has gone in stages too. That's the good thing about maturity. That finally things kind of click and connect. And he was amazing, and he was just the warmest person and the most amazing musician. Just like driving a Ferrari, playing with him.